How to communicate better. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And obviously, based on the title of this video, we are talking about communication, how to communicate better with your partner, with your spouse, and really just try to navigate, this difficult thing called talking. And I get it. It can be very confusing. It can be frustrating. It can be annoying, especially if you haven't been given the tools necessary in order to communicate effectively and productively in a relationship. Oftentimes with couples, right, when they come to me for one-on-one coaching sessions, one of the primary things that they struggle with is communication. Being able to effectively explain, really being able to express your emotions and do it in a way in which your partner can receive in the information, and so that your partner can understand, and that way you feel like you are being validated, right? It's a process. And again, it takes time and practice to be able to really develop the skills and the tools to communicate. So I wanted to compile some primary things that I usually teach my clients in our one-on-one coaching sessions in regards to how to be able to start to communicate effectively and how to really get your emotions and your thoughts across in the healthiest way possible. Now, the first one is listening to understand, right? Not to be right. And this is the common mistake that people make. When you get into an argument with your partner, when you communicate with your partner, oftentimes the reason for why you are arguing is because you do not feel heard. You do not feel understood by your partner. So you finally have the stage, right? Your partner is there in front of you listening to you. So you try to pile everything on at once. You talk over your partner. You try to prove your point. You try to get them to understand why you feel the way that you do. And really what you're doing is that you're making the entire experience about yourself, right? Maybe your partner is doing that to you, and it's incredibly frustrating. But the point is that you want to communicate to understand. And in order to do that, it requires listening, not just talking, right? Two people talking at each other doesn't do anything. It doesn't resolve any issues. It really just kind of continues this negative feedback loop that you've been stuck in for a long period of time. So if you are arguing to be right, you're already approaching the situation incorrectly. The second part is really understanding what active listening means, right? So as I mentioned in the first tip, listening is a big part of communication. It's not just about talking. So the one that I really kind of push and the one that I really try to get you to understand is active listening. And active listening basically just means that you are present for that moment. You are fully engaged with your partner when you are having a conversation, and you're doing that through verbal and physical cues. So what does that mean? If I'm having a conversation with you, if your partner is having a conversation with you, it is about keeping eye contact, staying engaged when your partner is talking, right? It's about having open body language so that you are actually showing your partner that you are receiving information. If you are talking to your spouse, to your partner, and your arms are crossed and you're looking over to the side and you're not really paying attention and you're being distracted by everything, that does not show your partner that you are really focused on the conversation. It really actually is dismissive in a way. And what you should be really trying to do is to validate your partner throughout the conversation. And a big part of that is body language, right? More than 70% of communication is nonverbal. So you may be acknowledging things verbally, but your body may be saying something completely else. So congruency is key. The nonverbal and the verbal cues, right? So a nonverbal cue would be you nodding, right? That's a physical cue that you are paying attention, that you are listening. A verbal cue would be the ahas and the yas, and I understand, and of course, completely. Those types of things show your partner that you are involved, you're engaged, and you're listening. And the final piece to the puzzle is the reiteration of what they are saying. So if there's something that you did not understand or get, gain clarification by asking, or you just repeat what they said in a summarized fashion so they feel and they know that you were actually listening and engaged in the conversation and you heard what they were saying, and you are repeating it so that they get that you understood it, right? The third part is understanding your needs and your expectations, right? So when you communicate with your partner, you should be very clear on your needs and your expectations. I so often find that people don't even know what they want. They're not even clear as to why they're upset, why they're angry. And a big part of this is really differentiating between a core emotion and a reactionary emotion, right? So a reactionary emotion is the external, the surface. You're yelling, you're screaming, you're crying. Those are all external. Internal, the core emotion is sadness, frustration, anger, guilt. and able to actually have an effective conversation with your partner and to be able to communicate, you have to be able to identify what your core emotion is and why you are reacting the way in which you are reacting to really get through those issues and to really be able to connect with your partner on a deeper level instead of a surface level. And again, that's all things that I work with one-on-one with my clients to ensure they are building the fundamentals of how to communicate. And if communicating is one of the most difficult things for you, I highly recommend going over and checking out the training that I've created on communication. It breaks down the fundamentals of communicating. It also breaks down how to resolve conflict in your relationship. I have created exercises for you. There's a list of tips and tools and really learning how to validate your partner, learning how to resolve conflict and on a step to step, right? It's a full process that I break down for you guys. The difference between a fair fight and an unfair fight, how to identify core emotions versus reactionary emotions, all the things necessary in order to build the foundations of communication. So if this is what you are struggling with, and my assumption is that you are, if you are watching this video, I highly recommend that video, guys. I promise you, it will change the dynamic of your relationship. It will change your perspective on how you communicate, and it will affect you not just in your relationship, but with all of the relationships around you. So I highly recommend that you go and check that product out. The last and final piece to the puzzle is exercising compassion and empathy and patience, right? These are all a big part of navigating a relationship. If you are unable to really put yourself in your partner's shoes, right, and have patience, how are you ever going to be able to resolve any issues? Because that's kind of where you fall into the pattern of arguing to win and not to understand. If you are unable to exercise empathy, how are you ever going to be able to hear what your partner is telling you? And how are you ever going to make the adjustments and the changes that are necessary in order to fit your partner's needs and expectations and vice versa? So again, making sure that you are exercising empathy and compassion and patience. If you guys like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So maybe you have a question, maybe you have an opinion, maybe you have your own tips that have worked for you. Please put them in the comment box down below. I try to read as many of them as possible. I also try to answer as many as possible. Maybe you just want to know a little bit more, right? You want to dive a little bit deeper. You can visit us at www.happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. Like I said, the product, guys, go check it out. I promise you it is going to help you exponentially in the field of communication if that is what you feel like you need. If you just feel like your situation is very specific and you need more assistance from a coach, I would be more than happy to support you through this. One of my specialties is communication and helping couples to build a strong foundation of communication. So you can book directly with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.